The first time Lena saw her ex-husband's face on the news, she didn't feel rage. She felt calm, like the kind of silence that comes after a storm, when the world still drips with rain and ruin. They were showing his photo on the screen. Mark Dalton, co-founder of Dalton and Gray Interiors, under investigation for fraud and workplace harassment. The same face that used to smile beside hers in glossy magazine spreads. The power couple behind the city's most elegant designs. The same man who used to whisper love in the dark and lies in the daylight. Now the cameras spoke the truth. And she was the reason. 2 years earlier, Lena Dalton had been the perfect wife. The soft-spoken designer behind her husband's empire. The one who handled clients, soothed egos, and smiled through his arrogance. Mark called her his balance. He was the kind of man who could charm a judge into apologizing. His confidence was magnetic, so much that when Lena first caught the scent of betrayal, she convinced herself it was her paranoia talking. The messages on his tablet. Dinner again tonight? You make the office worth it. We're easy to dismiss. He said, it's just work talk, Lena. Don't twist things. And she believed him, because she wanted to, until she walked into their firm's showroom one night. Lights dimmed, the air humming with the faint smell of jasmine and wine, and saw him. Her husband, between the legs of his assistant, on the same marble desk where they'd once celebrated landing their biggest client. He looked up mid-breath, eyes wild, and for a split second, she saw panic, then calculation. Lena, this isn't. But she didn't wait for the excuses. She just walked out, her heels echoing down the hall like a metronome counting the death of a marriage. The divorce was swift, brutal, and clinical. Mark's lawyers tore through her dignity, calling her emotionally unstable and vindictive. He got the company. She got the silence. And still, she signed her name, Lena Dalton, on the final papers. When the judge asked if she wanted to restore her maiden name, she simply said, no. Mark had smirked at that, leaning in close as they exited the courtroom. Couldn't let go, huh? I knew you still needed me. She had smiled back. You have no idea how right you are. For months after, she vanished. Everyone assumed she was licking her wounds somewhere far away. In truth, she was rebuilding, not her heart but her plan. She knew Mark, his vanity, his obsession with reputation. His weakness wasn't lust, it was control. And that was exactly where she would strike. She took freelance jobs under Lena Dalton Designs. Her married name still carried prestige in the industry. People assumed she and Mark still collaborated. She didn't correct them. Instead, she used it. Every client she took, she listened to whispers of unpaid invoices, bullying in the office, interns quitting in tears. Mark's empire was rotting from the inside. He was still charming the public while mistreating everyone who couldn't fight back. So Lena decided to make sure they all spoke, publicly. She started with Anna, the assistant from that night. Lena found her months later, working in a small cafe, eyes hollowed by guilt. I'm not here to fight, Lena said gently. I just want you to tell your story. You're not the only one. Anna trembled, then nodded. Then came Claire, the accountant who'd been forced to fudge numbers. Jared, the intern blacklisted for refusing Mark's advances. 2 former clients who'd been pressured into hush deals. Lena gathered their stories, their proof, their pain. Then she did what Mark had never believed she could. She spoke. Using her name, his name, she created a digital dossier. Every testimonial, every receipt, every screenshot posted under the banner. Hashtag Dalton Truth Project. Within days, it went viral. People assumed Lena Dalton, the respectable designer, was finally exposing her own husband, unaware the divorce had already sealed long ago. She let them believe it, because the irony was delicious. When Mark called her, his voice was no longer smooth. It was ragged, panicked. Lena, what the hell are you doing? You're destroying both of us. She listened to him unravel, sipping tea by her window. You destroyed us years ago, Mark. I'm just giving your victims a voice. You think this makes you a hero? He spat. You're just bitter. You'll drag my name through the mud, but remember, it's your name too. That's the point, she said softly. It used to belong to you. Now it ruins you. When his firm finally collapsed, Lena attended the press conference. She stood at the edge of the crowd, sunglasses hiding the calm satisfaction in her eyes as Mark stumbled through his statement. Hands shaking, words rehearsed but empty. She didn't cheer. She didn't smile. She just watched as justice, poetic and patient, unfolded. Later, when a journalist approached her asking if she was the Lena Dalton, she nodded. "Yes," she said, voice even. "I am. Do you have anything to say about the scandal?" Lena thought for a long moment before replying. "Only this, names don't define people. But sometimes, they're the only way to make people remember who someone truly was." And with that, she turned and walked away, leaving behind not a victim, but a ghost with purpose. The woman who kept his last name not out of love or grief, but vengeance. Because sometimes, revenge doesn't come screaming. It comes signing your name one last time, just so the world remembers his.